I pushed the bar door open and felt the noise hit me first. Music, laughter, glasses clinking. I smiled at the woman beside me and said, "Relax. It's just a drink." She squeezed my hand. "You're shaking." "I'm fine," I lied. "Tonight doesn't mean anything." We walked toward the counter. My marriage was broken, not dead, not signed, just cracked in every place that mattered. This night was supposed to be simple. Noise. Forgetting. Nothing serious. Then I saw her. My wife sat 3 stools down, laughing too hard. His hand rested near her glass. Her ex. The one she said was history. My chest tightened like something snapped inside. "You okay?" my lover asked. "That's my wife," I said. "And that's her ex." She followed my stare. "Do you want to leave?" I didn't answer. My wife looked up and froze. Her smile collapsed. For a second, nobody breathed. "Well," she said finally, standing up. "This is unexpected." I forced a calm voice. "Funny. That's the word I was thinking." Her ex cleared his throat. "Hey, man. Didn't know you'd be here." "Clearly," I said. "Seems like a lot I didn't know." The bartender leaned closer. "Drinks?" "Yes," my wife said fast. "Drinks for everyone." My lover leaned in. "You don't owe them anything." "I know," I whispered. "But I'm not running." My wife studied me like I was a stranger. "You look different." "So do you," I said. "Did you forget to mention dinner plans?" Her jaw tightened. "Don't start." "I didn't," I said. "I just walked in." The bartender set 4 glasses down. Silence sat between us. My wife lifted hers. "Since we're all here, maybe we sit together." My lover stiffened. "Why would we do that?" My wife ignored her and looked at me. "We can be adults." I laughed once, short and sharp. "Adults don't usually hide exes." Her ex raised his hands. "This isn't what it looks like." "That's funny," I said. "Because it looks exactly like what it is." My wife's eyes flashed. "You don't get to judge me." "I'm not judging," I said. "I'm watching." She swallowed, then smiled too wide. "Let's make this interesting. A game. Honesty. Questions. No walking away." My lover shook her head. "This is a bad idea." I felt the weight of every unfinished argument press on my ribs. Pride burned hotter than sense. I met my wife's stare. "Fine." Her smile trembled. "So you agree?" "Yes," I said. "But don't confuse calm with weakness." The bartender stepped back. Music grew louder again. My wife sat down slowly. My lover leaned closer and said, "If this hurts you, say the word." I answered without looking at her. "It already hurts." My wife tapped the table. Still dramatic. "I learned from you," I said. Her ex muttered, "This is uncomfortable." "Good," I replied. Truth usually is. The bartender asked, "Another round?" "Yes," my wife said. I watched her fingers shake as she lifted her glass. My lover asked softly, "First question." My wife smiled. "Who's lying tonight?" I didn't blink. "You." Silence dropped again. The music felt distant, like the night was holding its breath. We sat at the same table like actors forced into one bad scene. My wife placed her glass down and said, "The rules are easy. Honesty only. We drink after every answer. No walking away." I nodded even though regret already pressed behind my eyes. My lover stayed silent, watching everyone carefully. Her ex leaned back and smiled. Truth games always end ugly. They only do when people lie, I replied. My wife laughed too loud. You still think you're better than everyone. The bartender poured another round. My wife asked, who starts? Ask me, I said. She raised an eyebrow. Do you still love me? I answered without pausing. I care. Love didn't survive the silence. Her smile froze. That's dramatic. It's honest, I said. My lover finally spoke. I blamed myself for years, I said quietly. That almost broke me. My lover touched my arm. You don't have to explain. I want to, I said. My wife rolled her eyes. You always talk now. Too late. Her ex smirked. Sounds familiar. I turned to him. Did you know she was married? He hesitated. She said things were over. They weren't, I said. They were ignored. My wife slammed her glass down. You disappeared emotionally. I begged you to notice, I said. You called it weakness. The bartender glanced over. Nobody cared. My wife poured another drink. Your question, she said to my lover. My lover asked, do you feel guilty? My wife laughed again, sharp and fast. For surviving? For lying, my lover replied. Silence stretched. My wife avoided my eyes. Answer, I said. She whispered, sometimes. That word cut deeper than any shout. I drank without tasting. Her ex cleared his throat. This is uncomfortable. It should be, I said. Comfort built the lie. My wife leaned back, crossing her arms. You think you're in control? I met her stare. No. I think you are. She smiled thinly. Then keep playing. I realized then this night wasn't about truth or closure. It was about power. And she was already losing it. My wife tilted her glass and said, next question. No dodging. My lover looked at her and asked, have you stayed in contact with him during your marriage? The bar noise faded. My heart slowed like it was waiting for bad news it already knew. My wife laughed, then stopped when nobody joined her. Define contact, she said. I felt something cold spread through my chest. Answer the question. She looked at me, then away. Sometimes. Her ex shifted. It wasn't serious. I didn't react. I couldn't. My mind replayed things I had ignored. Missed calls she blamed on meetings. Late nights she called stress. Smiles she hid when her phone lit up. How long? I asked quietly. She sighed. On and off. My lover leaned forward. Years? My wife snapped, stay out of this. I raised my hand. Let her finish. My wife's voice dropped. Before and after fights. When I felt lonely. I nodded slowly. I remembered every fight. Every night I slept early while she typed beside me. You told me I was imagining things, I said. You were distant, she replied. I needed someone. Her ex added, she never said she'd leave you. That makes it better? I asked. My wife slammed her glass down. You weren't there. I was, I said. You just stopped looking. Silence pressed hard. I didn't shout. I didn't accuse. I went still. That scared her more than anger ever had. Say something, she demanded. I replied. I'm listening. She rubbed her face. It wasn't physical. I smiled without warmth. You practiced lying first. My lover spoke softly. You trained him to doubt himself. My wife glared. You don't know us. I know patterns, my lover said. He apologized for things he didn't do. I remembered that. I kept asking how to fix us. You asked too late, my wife said. No, I replied. You answered too early. Her ex muttered, this is getting heavy. It should, I said. This was my life. My wife's eyes filled. I never meant to hurt you. You meant to feel better, I said. That was enough. She whispered, I felt invisible. So did I said. Difference is, I stayed loyal. She flinched. You think you're clean? I think I was faithful, I answered. And blind. Memories lined up clearly now. Her phone face down. Her sudden trips. Her smiles that didn't reach me. You let me doubt my sanity, I said. She shook her head. I was confused. You were careful, my lover corrected. My wife stood halfway, then sat back down. I didn't plan this. You planned the silence, I said. Her ex looked away. I should go. No, my wife said quickly. I watched that choice. I stored it. You protected him, I said. Not me. She cried. I didn't know how to stop. You could have told me, I said. She whispered, I didn't want to lose both. I took a breath. You lost me long before tonight. The truth settled heavy but clear. This betrayal wasn't new. I had just refused to name it. I stopped reacting and started watching. That shift felt quiet but powerful. My wife noticed first. Why are you smiling like that? She asked. Because I finally understand the rules, I said. My lover moved closer, not to comfort me, but to listen. My wife crossed her arms. Ask your question. I looked at her. Why did you tell me honesty mattered when you practiced secrecy? She scoffed. You're twisting things. I'm repeating them, I replied. Her ex cleared his throat. This is going too far. No, I said calmly. This is catching up. My lover spoke softly. Answer him. My wife hesitated. I didn't think it would hurt him. You thought about yourself, I said. That's different. The bartender refilled glasses. My hands were steady now. I noticed her ex avoiding my eyes. I noticed my wife interrupting before questions finished. Your turn, I said to her ex. He frowned. What? Why did you stay? He shrugged. She needed me. She had a husband, I replied. My wife snapped, you're enjoying this. No, I said. I'm surviving it. A familiar voice cut through the tension. Did I miss something? I looked up and laughed once. Perfect timing. My friend pulled a chair. You look calm. I learned tonight, I said. My wife stiffened. Why is he here? He's family, I answered. He knows our story. My friend looked between us. You still lying? My wife flushed. Mind your business. It became mine, he said, when he stopped sleeping. Silence followed. My wife stared at the table. Her ex checked his phone. I felt the urge to strike back hard, to say everything sharp and cruel. Instead, I waited. That patience felt stronger than shouting. My lover leaned in. You don't need to punish her. I know, I whispered. She's doing it herself. My wife finally looked up. Say what you want. I already did, I replied. You chose comfort over commitment. She laughed weakly. You think you won. I think I learned, I said. Her ex stood. I should go. She grabbed his sleeve. Don't. I watched that choice again. My friend stood too. You good? Yes, I said. For the first time. I understood then that control wasn't volume. It was clarity. I didn't need revenge. I just needed truth to sit between us, breathing, undeniable. My wife slammed her glass down so hard it rattled. You think you're innocent? She shouted. The bar went quiet fast. Every laugh died. Every head turned. I stayed seated. You sit there calm like you didn't starve me, she said. You vanished. You stopped touching me. You stopped fighting. I looked up at her. I stopped begging. She laughed, sharp and broken. You call that strength? You punished me with silence. I protected myself, I said. Her voice cracked. You made me feel unwanted. I told you I was drowning, I replied. You called it drama. She paced beside the table. You think staying quiet makes you better? It makes me honest, I said. Her ex stood. Hey, calm down. This isn't helping. She spun on him. Don't tell me to calm down. He raised his hands. I'm trying to help. You always do, I said quietly. She turned back to me. Say it. Say you drove me to this. I won't lie to make you feel lighter, I replied. Her eyes filled. You watched me slip away. I watched you choose someone else, I said. She grabbed her hair. You were never present. I was there every night, I said. You were somewhere else. Her ex stepped between us. This is enough. She shoved him aside. Stay out of it. My lover stood then, calm, controlled. I'm leaving. My wife snapped her head toward her. Running already? No, my lover said. I know when a story is finished. I felt something loosen in my chest. Go. I'll follow. My wife screamed, you always leave me. I'm leaving the noise, I said. Not the truth. She broke then. Tears fell hard. I didn't mean for it to end like this. It ended long ago, I replied. She pointed at me. You never forgave me. I was waiting for honesty, I said. The bartender whispered, do you want security? No, I said. Let her speak. She sobbed. I was scared. So was I said. I stayed. Her ex tried again. Let's go. She shook her head. Don't touch me. I stayed seated, steady. I felt strangely clear. Look at you, she said through tears. You don't even care. I care enough not to destroy myself, I replied. My lover moved toward the door. I'll be outside. I nodded. Thank you. My wife stared at that exchange like it burned. So easy for you. Nothing about this was easy, I said. She laughed through tears. You think you won? I think you finally heard yourself, I answered. Her shoulders collapsed. I don't know who I am. I do, I said. Someone who chose comfort over courage. She sank into the chair. The room stayed silent. Her ex whispered, I'm sorry. Me too, I said, standing now. As I walked away, I realized I didn't need answers anymore. She was giving them freely, breaking under their weight. I didn't feel victory. I felt release. I stood up slowly, not angry, not shaking, just clear. She looked up, eyes red, mouth open, waiting for another blow. I didn't give her one. I said, I'm leaving, and my voice surprised me. She laughed, weak and bitter. Running again? No, I said. I'm done explaining. I walked past the table, past the silence, past the life I'd been trying to save. Outside, the door closed behind me, and the night air hit my face. I breathed in and felt lighter than I'd felt in years. My lover stood near the wall. "You okay?" "I am," I said. Finally. She studied me. "That was brutal." "It was necessary," I replied. We walked a few steps away from the bar. She said, "I don't want to be your escape." "I don't want you to be," I answered. She nodded. "Then what are we?" "Two people being honest," I said. "For once." She smiled. "That matters." I reached into my pocket and pulled out my wedding ring. It felt heavier than it should. She watched. "You don't have to decide tonight." "I do," I said. I turned the ring in my fingers. "I wore this while begging someone to see me." She stayed quiet. "I survived that," I continued. "But it cost me." I looked at the bar. Staying longer would have cost more. She asked, "So what now?" "Now I walk forward," I said. "Not back." I opened my hand and let the ring fall. It hit the ground with a soft sound. She exhaled. "That took strength." "No," I said. "It took too long." We stood there together, not touching, not pretending. I felt grounded, not empty. For the first time, I wasn't walking away from love. I was walking toward myself. She said, "I respect that." "Thank you," I replied. A car passed slowly. The city kept moving. "I lost years," I said, surprising myself. She answered, "You also learned." "I learned my silence wasn't peace," I said. She nodded. "And calm isn't weakness." I smiled. "Exactly." We walked again, side by side. I said, "I stayed too long because I was afraid to be alone." She replied, "You weren't alone tonight." "No," I said. "But this part won't do alone." She stopped. "I can accept that." I met her eyes. "That's why I respect you." She smiled softly. I took one last look back at the bar. The noise felt far away. I said, "I don't hate her." She replied, "You don't have to." "I just can't carry her anymore," I said. She nodded. "That's enough." We turned toward the street. Each step felt earned. I thought of the man who walked in earlier. I barely recognized him. I whispered, "He survived." She heard it. "Yes," she said. I walked on, lighter, steadier, awake. This wasn't running. It was choosing. I finally understood that leaving with dignity costs less than staying broken, silent, and afraid forever, alone, unseen, exhausted, waiting, hoping, hurting, repeating, lost, again. Weeks passed, but I didn't check for messages. I didn't call. I just lived. My friend called one afternoon. "Did you hear about her fight at the cafe?" "No," I said. "She yelled at everyone," he said. "Looks like someone's unraveling." I smiled faintly. "I'm sorry for them." "You mean her?" "Yes," I said. "And no one else." I ran into my sister later. "You're calm," she said. "I am," I replied. "It's been a process." "You look lighter," she said. "I stopped carrying the weight of someone else's choices," I said. That helped. My lover met me one evening. "Do you think she's aware yet?" "I don't know," I said. "And I don't need to know. Karma moves quietly." She nodded. "You're different now." "I had to be," I said. "For me." Mutual friends started sharing stories. "Did you see her post?" one asked. "I saw," I said. "She's learning the hard way." "You're not rubbing it in." "No," I said. "I don't interfere. I just watch." I remembered nights I spent waiting for apologies that never came. Now, silence felt like victory. Not loud, not aggressive. Just quiet, patient truth. One evening, my father called. "You've grown," he said. "I had to," I replied. "No one else was going to teach me." "You handled her well," he said. "I didn't handle her," I said. "I handled myself." "That matters," he said. "It always matters." I walked past the bar where it happened. It looked smaller somehow. I didn't look inside. I didn't need to. Everything had shifted. One friend sent a message. Her ex disappeared. I answered, "That was inevitable." "Do you feel anything?" "I feel clarity," I said. "And peace." Another friend said, "She's been calling people, crying." "Let her," I said. "It's hers to live." I realized then I wasn't hungry for revenge. I wasn't celebrating her fall. I was simply relieved I no longer carried it inside me. My lover said softly, "You're finally free." "I think I've always been," I said. "I just refused to see it before." I remembered the ring in my hand, the night air, the weight I dropped. Now, I walked lighter every day. "You ever think about her?" she asked. "Sometimes," I said. "But it's not about her anymore." "Good," she said. "You deserve this peace." And I did. Watching karma move quietly, seeing her choices unfold without interference, I realized patience teaches more than anger ever could. No loud revenge. No dramatic moments. Just time, consequences, and me standing clear, calm, and stronger than ever. I didn't need closure from anyone but myself. I smiled, letting the silence settle. It was enough. She called me first. "Can we meet?" I paused, then said, "Fine." We sat at the same cafe, quieter than the bar, softer lights. She looked fragile, small, and I realized the fear I once carried was gone. She started, then stopped. "Say it," I said. "I'm sorry," she whispered. "For everything. For the lies, the hiding, everything." I studied her. "I hear you." Her hands trembled. "I should have been honest from the start. I should have." "Stop," I said gently. "You said it. That's enough for now." She looked down. "Do you forgive me?" "I don't need to," I said. "And I don't owe it to you. I've moved past it." Her lips pressed together. "You're different." "I had to be," I replied. "Not for you. For me." She swallowed hard. "I made mistakes. I hurt you." "Yes," I said. "And you own them. That's what matters." Her ex was out of sight. No one to intervene. No one to make excuses. It was just her and me. "I never realized," she said, voice shaking, "how blind I made you." "You weren't the only one blind," I said. "I refused to see it too long." She reached for my hand. I let her touch it briefly, then pulled back. "I can't go back," I said. "I know," she said softly. "I just wanted some peace." "Then this is it," I said. "I've found mine." She nodded, tears glistening. "I can't take back the time." "No," I said. "But we can leave it here. No more games. No more waiting." "I thought I could explain," she whispered. "And I've listened," I said. "But listening doesn't mean returning." She wiped her face. "I don't deserve this calm from you." "You deserve honesty," I said. "I gave you that tonight. That's enough." A silence settled between us, heavier than any argument, lighter than any anger. It was final, but not cruel. It was closure, earned silently. "I'll go," she said. "This is goodbye." "Yes," I said. Goodbye. I watched her walk away, shoulders tense but moving forward. I didn't feel relief, or triumph, or malice. I felt clarity. A chapter closed. My lover called later. How was it? It was, I said, what it needed to be. Honest. Heavy. Finished. I slipped my hand into my pocket, felt the absence of the ring that once weighed me down. Lightness. Freedom. I didn't need her apology. I didn't need forgiveness. I only needed to see the end and know I could keep walking. And I did. Quietly, steadily, forward. I sit on my balcony, the city lights flickering below. Nights used to feel heavy, filled with waiting and doubt. Now, they feel quiet, steady, mine. My phone buzzes. It's my lover. Thinking about tonight, she asks. I smile. Every night's lighter now. She laughs softly. Not about her. No, I say. She's irrelevant to the peace I found. The point isn't them. It's me. I pour a drink. Not to drown memories, but to toast the calm I've earned. Remember the bar? I ask her. I do, she says. It changed everything. It did, I admit. I learned I don't need chaos to feel alive. I don't need her approval, her truth, or her apology. She stays quiet, letting me speak. I survived lies, silence, and absence. And I didn't break. That's the victory. You're proud of yourself, she asks. Yes, I say, honestly. But not boastfully. I'm proud because I kept my dignity while the world tried to pull me down. I kept calm when everyone else lost it. I let silence be stronger than anger. We sit in quiet for a moment. I think of my wife's tears, her ex's disappearance, the bar, the weight of the ring I dropped. Everything is gone now. Nothing to fight for, nothing to reclaim. You sound free, she says. I am, I reply. I don't chase closure. I don't chase revenge. I let the truth breathe, and it took care of itself. The wind brushes against my face. I realize I haven't thought of her as my wife in weeks. Not in anger, not in longing. Just as a memory that taught me how far I could grow. You're different, my lover says softly. More, you. I had to be, I admit. I spent years waiting for someone else to fix what I didn't see myself. Now I see. I'm enough. I always was. I think about the bar game, the accusations, the silence I maintained, the patience I held. The lessons were brutal but necessary. I didn't have to shout. I didn't have to win loudly. I won by holding still, by keeping steady, by refusing to give my power away. She reaches out, and I take her hand. Not for safety, not as escape, but as companionship, as honesty. Two people who respect themselves and each other. I'm glad you're here, I say. I'm glad too, she replies. I look at the skyline and smile to myself. The man I was, waiting, hurting, silent, broken, he's gone. In his place is someone calm, resilient, and aware of his worth. I whisper to the night, I didn't win because she fell. I won because I didn't. And that is enough. I sip my drink, let the wind carry the past away, and finally, quietly, I breathe.